Welcome to Wake Up West Palm, where we talk all things downtown West Palm Beach, and you get to meet some of the incredible people and businesses that make up our beautiful community. And we're kicking things off with the man who needs no introduction, Raphael Clemente, the Executive Director of the West Palm Beach Downtown Development Authority. Raphael, I'm so happy we're doing this.
Kate, it's so good to be back with you again. We've worked together so many times in the past. This is really exciting.
I know. I used to be at the CRA for the city and got to work with you and the team, and we get to do this fun project where we get to highlight and feature all the incredible people in the community.
Yeah, we're thrilled to be part of this. You know what we do. I am excited to share for your audience what we do as well.
I know. Well, before we get into what the DDA does, we need to learn a little about you, because obviously most people have seen you on your bike riding around downtown, but I don't know that everyone knows that you used to be a competitive cyclist and how that really influenced the direction of your career and what brought you to the DDA. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I did. I competed for a long time through the 90s. Got to travel around the world a lot with that, and not knowing at the time, I was really being influenced by a lot of those experiences, particularly in Europe. And when I came back to the United States and was racing here domestically, I found myself sort of questioning why we did or didn't do certain things in our cities. And that was building up the momentum for me to ultimately go get a master's degree in urban planning, which I did and graduated in 2002 from FAU's program. And was working in the field and came to talk to the then executive director of the DDA, a fellow named Peter Armato, about some project ideas that I had for the downtown. And we had this long rambling conversation, and as I was walking out of the office, he asked me if I was interested, would be interested in working here at the DDA. And I had a new baby on the way and 1 year into a new mortgage. And I thought, I've got a good job now, but let me think about it. But honestly, the more I thought about it and the more I learned about what this organization does, the more interesting it became to me. And in January of 2006, I came on board here and have been here ever since.
That's so wild. Such a long time. And it feels like you are meant to be here because you have such a passion for the city and what you do.
Yeah.
You traveled all over, and you obviously, even now, you get to go to other cities and see the downtowns.
Yeah.
What are there places that really influenced some of the projects that you wanted to bring back to West Palm?
Every city, big or small, has something you can learn from. And the staff and I here and the board, we all go out and source those ideas, whether it's when we travel for pleasure or for work. This organization and all of us here are very involved with the International Downtown Association, or the IDA. We just came back from their annual conference in Chicago, and not just the conference itself, but the cities that we go to are all learning experiences. What I came away with from Chicago was great public spaces and awesome art, is one way to impact your city. Other cities we've gone to, mobility projects, architecture, historic preservation. It's like, every place is its own little laboratory. And we always feel pumped up and excited when we come back from those experiences. But even in my own personal travel, I'm always taking pictures of things, reaching out to somebody. Hey, I know you're the planning director for, Traverse City, Michigan. How did you guys get that project done? And that's, I think when you're passionate about what you do, like I am, like we all are here, it kind of just makes it more fun when you get to go and see other places.
Yeah, I love that. That's so awesome. I love when your passions turn into, obviously, what you get to do to build a community. So tell us, not everyone really gets what is a DDA, what do you guys do, and some of the differences between a DDA, a CRA, the city, the Chamber of Commerce.
Right.
So what is the Downtown Development Authority?
The Downtown Development Authority is a special district. We are the smallest unit of government. We're hyper-local, to put it in super plain language. Our boundary is from Okeechobee Boulevard to just south of Palm Beach Lakes, and from the Intercoastal to Australian Avenue. We are a taxing authority. Any properties that are tax-paying properties in that district, in that boundary, pay in their property taxes a small amount of money, less than $1 per $1,000 of assessed value, The CRA matches that amount of money, the Community Redevelopment Agency. We use all those funds annually to do all sorts of projects and programs that improve and support quality of life, business development, the experience of visitors to our place, promote tourism. Most downtowns that are of any significant size, whether you're a mid-sized city like West Palm or a big city like Miami or New York or Chicago, you have some form of an organization like the DDA. Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Delray, Orlando, Tampa, Jacksonville, Tallahassee, Lakeland, and others in Florida have special districts like us in their downtowns. Some cities have many of them. New York has something like 25 business improvement districts, or BIDs.
Wow. Because
of course they're a much bigger place that work in the same capacity as the DDA does here in West Palm Beach. So what those little organizations like us do is we focus on the issues that are specific to the urban center. All the things that are happening in the rest of the city, Kate, like traffic and development and residential quality of life challenges and business issues, they're all happening in downtowns, but they're happening at a higher rate, like in a pressure cooker with the lid screwed on tight and the flame turned up. Because you have so many more people here per square mile or per block than you do anywhere else in our region. Having the support of an organization like us that is mission specific to this place makes it a better experience for everyone. Naturally, we work hand in hand with the city and the CRA and the business community and the residents to work on those little issues. Like we're a specialist.
So you work on all these different projects. Obviously, there's been a lot that's happened over the years that you've been here.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite projects or some things that stand out that you were really proud of?
There's so many. When I came to the organization, we were just starting to build programs to benefit and, positively affect residential quality of life. Clean and safe programs, public art programs. The trolley was already operating, the trolley which is now, transitioned into something else. But I would say in my time here, the work with local artists on all the different things we've done over the years with them has been really impactful and really rewarding. The programs that we do to help the homeless community and those that reach out and support them, personally for me have been the most rewarding and the things that have affected me the most. Seeing that population in such need and doing what we can do to support that or help address it in some way. It's so much bigger than us, but doing our part in our little part of the world certainly, feels good, even though it's a very challenging issue.
Yeah. Wow. And it's so interesting. I don't think I realized or recognized until I was working at the CRA the importance of art in public spaces and bringing murals and how much that brings a city to life. Then when you go and travel, you start to notice it, but it's almost like, wow, there's things in our faces that we just might not recognize or notice. But the second that we're drawn to a piece, and then you start to notice all the other pieces of art.
Yeah.
Now I'm kind of thinking, who's the artist and what was the inspiration and how did they decide on this wall versus another wall? And it kind of gets really exciting to think about people like you that are in positions of like really thinking through those things before you execute.
Yeah, it is. Well, some of it's us thinking it through, but quite honestly, so much of that comes to us from the arts community or from stakeholders, from a resident or a business person that has a great idea. Maybe one of our most important roles is to be enablers for people that are stakeholders here that have really good ideas that maybe can't cut through the red tape or don't have the money. We have tax money to work in our district. If maybe that's one of the most important roles we play is allowing or supporting good ideas to take root and happen.
Yeah.
And art is one of those. Transportation is another. Public realm projects are another, like the chess park, and we try to really work hand in hand with the community and be a bridge for things.
Well, you've mentioned your incredible team multiple times. You obviously don't do this alone. You have a really great team, and we are so excited because our guest today, we're going to be talking to your kind of right-hand person, Teneka James-Feaman. She is the Executive Associate Director of the Downtown Development Authority. So, Teneka, hello.
How are you?
So fun to chat with you. It really is so fun to be sitting here with both of you, because you and I, when I first started the CRA, you taught me so much about downtown and the city and all the things. So, and you've been here you guys have been working together for 16 years?
Yep, 16 years.
Almost our whole lives.
It's been great. It's been great. Yeah, I started in November of 2007.
Wow, that's so crazy. So tell us, what is your role here?
So I am, as you mentioned, the Associate Executive Director, and I work closely with our staff and our team to make sure that we execute a lot of the projects that Raphael had mentioned. I oversee our business development, which is our incentive programs. I also work on our arts program through the A&E district, our Arts and Entertainment District. And again, just overseeing a lot of our stuff that we're working on as a team.
So how did you... So we have one story about the cyclist. How did you really get involved? What were some of the influences that you had that brought you to the DDA?
It's funny, because I actually worked a lot in nonprofit, which I don't think a lot of people were familiar with. I worked for the American Cancer Society, and I had been there a couple years. And I actually knew at the time a board member at the DDA, and asked me, really should think about coming over to the DDA. And I was like, well, I don't really know. I'm kind of happy. I'm enjoying my job. I was making strides and all these other events over there. And I said, I really like what I'm doing. And he really insisted that I come and I meet with Raphael's predecessor, Melissa Willis at the time, to see about an entry position as a business coordinator. And after a couple times of him pushing on it, I was like, okay, I'll take a peek. I'll see what's going on at the DDA. I was in their district, because the American Cancer Society is in our district, just down the street from us. I came and met with her. I loved the idea of being more involved with our business community, particularly on the incentives and development, basically maintaining our businesses we had now, but also recruiting new businesses. So I started with that, and then as I've been here over the last several years, I've just kind of grown and grown and grown and taken on more projects and more projects.
That happens when you stay so over this long. They're like, yeah, just give it to Teneka. She knows what to do.
Well,
so tell us, what are you doing now to attract some of these really incredible businesses that we have downtown?
So actually, what Raphael had mentioned about a lot of times people come to us. A lot of times our new businesses that we have are actually recommendations from our current businesses. They either have a business here, or they have another business in another part of the state of Florida or out of the state of Florida, and they see a concept and they're like, this would be a great fit for downtown West Palm Beach. So we use a lot of that feedback from our business community, even suggestions from our residents and some of our artists that we work with on what would be a great fit in the downtown area. We also do a market survey through on-site as well as visitors, and we get feedback from them about businesses that they would like to see in the downtown area. And then we begin and create our target list, and we kind of reach out and say, hey, we've got a great downtown. Are you interested in coming? We have incentive dollars. We've got great stakeholders and partners and property owners. This is a perfect location for you to open up your next business or your second or third opportunity.
Yeah, I don't know that everyone realizes that you actually do help in a number of different ways, businesses, whether it's kind of to help the location that they're in, or to really incentivize people to have a business here, and to help them drive traffic, right? That is what you guys do. You're promoting the downtown to get people to come and visit these beautiful places.
Absolutely. So we do have a lot of incentive programs, particularly for infrastructure, as well as for beautification on the exterior of their buildings. But we're also here for when you're doing your first opening to the community, grand opening incentives. But marketing is a big component of what we do as well, because we realize that informing not only the businesses in our community here, but informing those that we want to come here. Whether you're driving from the 20 miles radius of our downtown, or if you're getting on Brightline, coming hopefully now from Orlando to West Palm, or coming up from Miami or Delray to West Palm as well.
I know, it's so cool. All the changes, when you think about all the different changes that we've seen in our city, it's so wild to think just everything's just expanding and growing. And is there any projects that you are really proud of or were really excited about?
Oh, well, actually, I most exciting right now, and I know it's probably not exciting for everyone, but that's okay, is us working on our next 5 years for downtown. It's really a lot of strategic planning. It's taking in consideration our residents, our visitors, our downtown businesses, and really looking at what we're doing as an organization and what we could be doing in the next 5 years. Basically setting that tone of where we want to be. You know, I feel like we're teenagers now. You know, we're going to go into that next level, next stage of adulthood, sort of. And what does that look like for us in the next 5 years?
That's exciting.
Yes, it is.
So with that, there's obviously a lot of people's opinions. A lot of people have opinions on what should or shouldn't happen in the city. So, and you are obviously open to hearing those opinions of people. So what does that look like? How can people get in touch with you to kind of, hey, how can they get involved more in the DDA or learn a little bit more about?
Absolutely. So we started with our first phase with our summit that we hosted last week, and that was an interactive engagement with our community. It was residents and business stakeholders. We asked them basically about our programs that we're doing and how they felt we were doing on them. So that's going to be like a little bit of the foundation. But if we have residents and businesses and stakeholders that are interested in providing feedback, they can always email us at info@downtownwpb.com. And we'll absolutely take that in consideration when we're moving forward. The next phase is going to have 6 additional workshops that we will have stakeholders involved in and get their feedback on what the next steps should be as well as feedback from our board, which is really important for us, and the city as well.
Lots of collaboration.
Yes.
That's what I always felt when I was here. When I worked at the CRA, I was like, there's so much collaboration with the DDA, the city, CRA. It was just so wonderful to be part of this incredible community of people who really care about growing the city.
Yeah.
Is there anything that people need to know about the DDA that you feel like they don't or that people get wrong?
Well, we are a separate organization from the city. We work very closely with the city and the CRA, absolutely, but we are a separate entity. And I think a lot of people think that we are the city and we're not. But like I said, we work very closely with them. I think there's a lot of things that we do that people are not aware of, like you mentioned. Most recently, we just repaired sidewalks in our downtown area, which was great. I told Raphael jokingly, I can't wait to go skipping downtown on the new sidewalks because they're amazing. I'm so happy we're able to do things like that. But those are the things that I think people are not aware of that we are involved in. We heard that there was a problem. We saw that there was a problem. We worked with the city to help address that and get it resolved. So those are the things that I think that a lot of our communities or a lot of our partners, even in downtown, even those who come and visit us, aren't aware of that we are working on behind the scenes. There's a lot of behind the scenes that we work on to help get these things going.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Anything else that people need to know about the DDA that you wish they did that might not?
I would add to what Teneka said. You know, everyone says, well, you've got the city and the CRA and the Downtown Development Authority, and then you've got the county way up here. You know, it is that collaboration, and it's different tool sets and different skill sets that really, you know, make it happen. We've all heard the saying, you know, teamwork makes the dream work, and it is teamwork. And I'll also say that, you know, this is, it's a nonstop process. We're a growing city, rapidly growing. There's about 3 million square feet of new Class A office, either on the way out of the ground or about to be, 3 million square feet. We're one of the very few markets in the United States that's seeing growth in office. Lucky us. We have thousands of residential units on the way, coming out of the ground or about to be. So as much as people say, hey, fix that, fix that or make this right, you can fix everything, but things don't stay fixed, right? So this is a continuous process of improvement and care and oversight and collaboration. That's how you keep a place, you know, desirable, clean, safe, attractive, fun, and exciting with art. It is a continuous process, and I feel like our role in that is, you know, as small as we are, is being the leader in the downtown district.
Well, we are lucky to have you and Teneka leading the helm and making this city even better than it already is. So thank you so much, and thank you for doing this. Wake Up West Palm. It's going to be such an exciting way to really showcase all the businesses that you get to help and that you serve. And so I'm excited about this project. This is going to be a fun project to be able to work on with both of you. So thank you for having us here at the DDA. And thank you all so much for watching. We are excited to share with you all these incredible stories and learn more about your beautiful city. So we will see you next time.